Welcome to the novel audio. I wish you all the best. When I walk into the house, my mother, who used to be a third grader, is crying. I crossed my arms and asked her what was wrong. Grandma sobs. They have just sent a letter requesting or canceling the marriage with batch due, or change due. White track. I softly rubbed my forehead in a calm voice. This is something I also consider a big deal. My mother was stunned by her incredible face. I've been studying hard for years. It's not about getting into a prestigious university. Then she became the wife of their son. Why? I lost my life to her. Maybe my daughter. I can't get her daughter back. She's the 7th Mrs. Joe of my father. My mom is a pissing 3. She's beautiful. I'm good and always know how to make my dad happy. I'm fascinated by you. I'm ready to give you everything except your name. My mother had no great intentions all her life. I hope one day to be a 7. My father coaxed me to be an official wife. To take on many responsibilities, not as gentle as you. You just need to make up. Waiting for you to love is enough. You're comfortable and you don't have to worry. We don't have to fight. Just let her suffer. When I was young, my mother believed in these words, but when I grew up, she didn't believe me. She's no longer interested in the process, just the results. In the midst of sobs, she said, "You might not need a name. My daughter has to suffer the same way." White paint. Don't forget that travel is also your child. In her softest voice, she threatened, "If you don't care about your daughter, what do you think it means? I'll leave you. You can take your daughter and remarry anyone." If only they could give her a proper name. My father was silent, but when she pretended to pull me away, he panicked, hugged her tightly, and did not let go. My mother doesn't need a house. No need for treasure. You don't need my father. You just want a name for me. In the end, I had no other choice. To bite the teeth to see BA projects for their home period and arranged a marriage. Contract between me and the great young man of their family. My mother immediately changed her attitude. She lies in the bosom of BA. I gently said, "Sun Direction, I still love you and your daughter has misunderstood me. I'm not going anywhere. I'll always be with you." But when BA just got home, she changed her face. "You seriously told me?" Their house is the name of the noble family that is married to them. It's a great blessing. This time I have given you something big, a bright future. I was 7 years old and I was very confused about marriage. After the marriage is decided, my mother's enthusiasm for my BA also dwindled. But I'm not satisfied. He said it was just a marriage. I really want to walk in their door. Based only on beauty, pushing or coddling men is not enough. Formal work must have quality. They may appear in public. I have to be mentally prepared to be unmarried. He meant very clearly to warn my mother not to be complacent. My mother said, "You get divorced and marry me. Your daughter will be the heir to the White House. It's worth more than anything." I immediately lost my breath. You can give my mother everything except marriage. For this he felt sorry for my mother, but I don't want to be held by you either. Think for a moment. He said they want to be engaged to White. She's the daughter of 7. From the very beginning, he wanted to kiss White. I've removed my nose. Say enough or make a big profit can win the engagement for batch due. My mother was silent. She was very moral. She knew enough was enough. One of the reasons I didn't get bored after 10 years. You know how to stop at the right time. I tried my best to win this marriage for me. My mother knows not to do too much. What I said is also true. But you can't let my dad put all the pressure on you. You yourself are not involved. She looked at my father with sad eyes. Being due is an illegitimate child. It's not my fault. I was immediately confused. He turned away from looking at my mother. Softly say, "You out of wedlock. There are many kinds one can get into a good college. You can still make people respect you. Now you show me the way." My mother understood immediately. Since then, she has been supervising my studies every day. I've been obedient since I was a child. She told me to learn. Apart from studying, I have no other interests. But no matter how hard I try, my achievements still don't stand out. This learning is genetic. My mother had trouble learning from a young age. I'm just like you. Slope just enough to get into a high school, but BA, I find this interesting. Because I'm able to get into a key school on my own. In your eyes, it shows I still have a chance to save it. He looked for someone to put me in the class. I was in the same class as batch track in the 4th term. I don't know who leaked the information. Not long after admission. My illegitimate self was exposed. Everybody's making fun of me. They say I'm the daughter of the 3rd. They said my mother's not ashamed. It's not just stealing people's husbands. Help your daughter steal your future husband. I also said that white trash and the new natural period are a pair. And I'm just a scabby toad. Dare to dream of eating swans. I want to have 4 years. He's the swan. I was told it was heartbreaking. I don't know what to do. My mother is not around. I hope my 4th year will help me. But my fiancé. The 4th year didn't protect me. He just looked at me coldly. He looked at White, and you're different with tender eyes. He and his wife were second in the class, second most of the block. No matter how hard I try, they can only keep their position. Not expelled from the class. I didn't have AI at school to rely on. I prayed to my mother for help. He said he wanted to move to regular class. I want to cancel the kiss. My mother said you were isolated. I also had many friends before. But since I went to Theo, I've become a loner. Like friends who despise their mother, now they don't eat well. Dress well in a luxurious place like Mom, speaking of which, she choked. I have nothing missing in my whole life. Just missing one last breath. Don't think about being isolated. Study hard. Help me get my nose back. Getting into a better university than batch chatch since BA, I arranged the marriage for me. She's no longer interested in being official. I just wish I could compete. But this warmth, maybe I can't remove it my whole life. Every time my mother says it, I feel stifled. Learn well through effort. But to get to the top in learning, it doesn't just take effort, it also needs wisdom. But my wisdom is far inferior to White Zach, but my mother doesn't understand. She's out of words. She's smart. But the truth is I've never been lazy. Work every day until late at night, but the score is still standing. This makes me very nervous. My mother doesn't understand. She cheered me on, daughter. I believe you can do it. Under the growing pressure and the mother's relentless expectations, I've fallen again when only enough position is reached not to be excluded from class. I didn't think much about choosing to invade despair. I took a pencil cutter and cut it in my hand. Blood immediately spilled out. I'm not scared, just a little vague. So it's dead. Sao has escaped. I think too much before I passed out. My mother found out. She frantically stops bleeding for me, call an ambulance to take me to the hospital. The doctor said just a little longer, I won't save it. The things above, it's the story of the owner in the book. In fact, due to too much blood loss, the principal died. The person the doctor saved was me. After entering the book, when I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed. My mom is laying her head on my bed, saw me wake up. She held my hand and cried. I thought you were crying out of fear. For almost forcing me to die with regret as a result, she cried because I was annulled. I don't want to care about you, but I feel a little stupid. I'm stupid too. She remembered some of the pages I'd gone through. I pulled out my hand in her panic. Gently stroking her head, she immediately fell silent, her eyes full of surprise. I gently told my mother not to mention the engagement. Life is better than death. Do you think so? Let's live well from now on. Mom pissing 3, I realized that I had just returned from the dead. She cried her daughter, we don't need to be official anymore. I'll give you all my skills. Find a man like you. So that I too can live in abundance. All my life I was going to say it's not necessary. But I'm curious what skills she actually has. My mother is not the type. It's over 40 now. The hair has silver fibers, the corners of the eyes have wrinkles. But I still love you to the end. The other men are greedy. When they get old, they will look for a boy. P5, but BA, I'm a lone granny mom pissing 3 this. This book is called the 3rd chapter of the book. My friend recommended me to read. I went through some pages. In the book, when he was 50 years old, you are still as cute as a girl. I find it funny in this country what men want. The most thirsty person is always a woman. I can take care of them like my mother, and the older you get, the more attached you are. I laughed at the author who didn't understand men. As a result, my eyes darken and I'm pierced into a book. Laughing at others is not right. We'll meet the press. Especially laughing at the author of the retribution will come very quickly. I pierced the daughter's shoulder. Soon enough, I realized it's impossible to laugh at AI. If you can make a small 3, you also need to have real bravery. Mom P3 holding hands, pointing Cho, I've been in a hurry for 3 days. I can't stand it at all. You are so good that I want to marry you. Living together to the silverhead, Jiang Long, she suppresses her crazy thoughts. I told my mom I still want to go to school. You know what it means to bow down and say it yourself. What you taught me only made me look down on. It's not that. I gently stroked her hair. I don't know how to explain it. No matter what the technique, it's all a kind of skill. The same goes for catching men, but this society works normally. It's not just based on the law. It's also about following ethical standards. She uses these techniques to make P3, they will be despised. I don't want to go your way. Learn just out of curiosity. But when you really learn, I find it hard to accept in my heart 4 techniques that are not guilty. If it's applied to love or marriage, it's good. But if you use these techniques to seduce men, even thinking about it is annoying. It makes me look uncomfortable. But she's my mother, and even though she's a junior, she's my mother. Over and over again, I decided to accept reality. Suppress the feeling of disgust. I gently comforted my mother. You're not afraid of being despised. It's just that these techniques should only be used in the home. When out, you have to have real skills to make money. Can live properly. I also know you can't rely on me for long. I'm old or I can't coax BA anymore. It has to rely on you. But I don't want to go your way. I want to make money for myself and my mother. I finished listening to my mother urinate and there were 3 tears. I wiped my tears for you. She leaned on my lap. I laughed and hugged her. This is a conditioned reflex. You're treating me as my BA. I'm fascinated by this and I'm fascinated by it. I went back to school. From suicide to discharge and back to school, my dad didn't show up. My mother said that my father locked me up. Because their families periodically request or cancel the marriage or remarried to white, my father told me his grandfather hit in. For the first time BA, I resisted. My father refused to accept the marriage transfer. To the white pearl, when his grandfather got angry, he locked him up. My grandfather is my grandfather. He despised my mother, even more disliked me, an illegitimate grandchild. He looks obedient. But it's really stupid. My marriage was annulled. You don't think you've hurt me, but my father protected me. I don't feel grateful. My mother advised me not to hate BA. She said, BA, I love me apart from the moon. You have no other bad habits. I thought to myself, only this mom rated my dad like that. For Ms. C. Issue, the moon outside, finding a 3rd child and having a child is an unforgivable sin. Before going into the book, I'm always on my wife's side, so it's hard to change perspective at times. Miss Jo is the daughter of my grandfather's comrade. I don't like you. He was forced to marry by his grandfather. My mother said that my father was poor, but I don't think so. Grandpa can force B and me to marry, but you can force him to have sex. With her, not my birthday and my birthday are only a day apart. I'm a day younger than White. What does this mean? I just had sex with you. I turned to sex with my mother. Both sides BA, where I'm pitiful BA in my heart. I don't value him. I have to call him BA, though. My mother just brushed her hair. I just told her to travel. I've never been to work a day. Never earned a penny. Both of us live off of our 3 children. I can't have an opinion with BA. Even more unable to show an attitude. Talking about money is a problem. I asked my mother if she had saved money. Mom pissing 3 silly guy. I don't know why I asked that. I said you didn't mean anything else. I only worry if you are locked up forever. My mother and son would not starve. I hear that. The mother of 3 is laughing. I come from a poor family. You may not save. I said, let me know if you haven't been out all your life. Both of us have enough money to spend. Good, I'm sure. I remembered one thing. I told her, but she had to make it right. If Ms. Jo divorces her 3 children, she's entitled to the money you gave me back. Mom P3 is laughing louder than do. Your mother is not stupid. Don't worry, no one can get it back. I heard that. Put on a briefcase and go to school. I thought that after suicide I'll be ridiculed even more. But not. People don't notice me. I'm just isolated. I breathe a sigh of relief. All alone, no one cares about batch. Do could be tragic. But with me, this is what I always wanted before. Through the book, to be honest, whether it's communicating with the eye nor by freedom alone. But before the book, I never had a chance to be alone. There are always people around. There's no AI now. For me, this is precious quiet time. I can calm down to focus on the research. Poetry is not stupid. Her knowledge is also very strong. It's just not very flexible. It's just that the problem is a little bit complicated and there are traps. She won't realize. Besides, she's a slow reflector. Others can quickly figure out how to solve the problem, but she needs more time. However, if there is enough time, she can solve it. It's just a slow reaction. Slowly pulled back her power. Fortunately, I'm not a birch. Before entering the book, I'm an excellent student with a quick response. But my performance wasn't due to hard work. Smart compensation, it's not by grace. I rely on analysis. I'm best at analytical thinking. Intention, even the emotions of the person behind the test. After a few days, I've captured the mind of the thinker. Math and physics in the book, it's much easier than the real world. After just a few days, I was able to complete my math and physics homework. With high quality and fast speed, batch dues exercise before was also very good, but she's got to spend a lot of time. I don't need it. It wasn't even 11 o'clock that I went to bed. Mom P3 very surprised, she's always outside watching me. I turned off the lights early. I peeked through the door. Check see if I'm playing with my phone in my blanket. But as a result, she heard a slight snoring. Literature has always been a subject that Vitiligo is good at. I took all her memories. Accumulate and learn how to learn her language, but because my writing is different from batch due, I started practicing writing. And regularly visited the language teacher. Very quickly, language teachers have spread the word. Batch due's writing changed so much previously. The words were beautiful but small. Now the writing is full of air. The English teacher said yes, English is also written differently. I heard she committed suicide. Maybe I've thought it through. I studied because I wanted to keep my fiancé. Now learning is about giving yourself comfort. This is me. I don't have to make up a reason. From teacher to friend, they all accept my change. The only one who can't stand it is White. She used to think after I killed myself, I'll be more self-conscious. But who thought I'd become someone else? I sat alone at a table. So much fun that there's no trace of suffering. Alone as before. She wants me to be as miserable and self-deprecating as I was before. But I just find myself having fun with myself. I would sing a little song and write a song. Not only that, I've become more proactive. Who learns well, I will ask questions. When the enemy is about to refuse, I use the expression that my mother taught me. Sometimes it looks pathetic. Make others unable to refuse. Sometimes it's a thirst for knowledge. It makes people unable to refuse. Sometimes it's admiring eyes. Make others willing to guide. Before the technical college exam is innocent after just a few years, head of class. Became my acquaintance through asking Han. Of course, I'm not asking for free. My P-Mom 3 is good at cooking. You help me. I'll definitely bring you some good food the next day. Dining room grade BA, focus on quantity. The taste is quite normal. No, AI can refuse. Mom's great workmanship, delicious food, help my learning path to be smooth. I even came to ask my fourth-year physics homework today, even before it gets into the book. Or after entering, physics has always been my greatest fear. Even though I can analyze the teacher's intentions. But to turn specific steps into solutions on paper, my mind wasn't sharp enough. 4 years in the field of physics, always a genius. I haven't asked him for help before, not out of fear. It's because I'm still conquering the mountains. Too high now. I've been through the exercises with difficulty. Medium to high, go to the most difficult exercises, so we need to ask for his help. Past days, he's always watching my changes with his eyes. He didn't ask Han and didn't intervene. Because I've had a stepping stone from asking someone else before. When I found him today, he didn't seem surprised either. I pointed to the exercise and clasped my hands in front of him. Mom P3 says that even the coldest man can't resist this movement. From a pretty girl with big eyes, of course. There was a slight change in the face of the fourth year. Even though it's still cold, he looked at the exercise in surprise. Then glanced at me again, see me carefully waiting for instructions. He slowly began to explain. His voice is easy to hear and his thoughts are clear. I was immediately attracted. Sorry, I haven't finished preaching. White trash suddenly appeared. She looked at the fourth term with 7 hopes. What are you doing? You didn't cancel your marriage to her. I let her approach her. She looks like she's about to cry. Next to you are 2 girls. Your thoughtless companions, they don't know the difference between right and left. Immediately reproached the fourth year for not keeping the distance to give the gooseberry a chance to seduce. All the students around stopped writing and start talking. I can't help but join the crowd. Forcing face cold, it's not like I'm freezing in the face of white eggplant. Cancel the kiss, I don't agree, but Bingdu is still my fiancé. It's not that I crossed the line, it's that you crossed the line. What I'm more surprised by than white trash, it's really amazing. 4 years old, keep your eyes on me. Yes, you are still my fiancé. Why did I ask before the white horse? Then nature looked straight at me. Gritted teeth say you think it's Sao I've been planning to kiss since I was 7. It's 15 now. Can I get used to it? I followed his shout and nodded continuously. I can't believe I reacted that way. 4-year-old who was about to scold me suddenly silent. This is what my 3rd grade mother taught me. I must know the times before the strong. Batch track, I think she's on par with the 4th term. Should step up to blame, the result is the opposite. I'm not far from her. I saw her wobbling. She was worried that she would play a trick. I hurriedly thanked my 4th year and hugged my homework and ran away. About the seat, I started practicing what he just taught me. This kid is really smart. I can't help but praise. I'm not going to ask another AI for physics anymore. Only thanks to him. He doesn't want to cancel the kiss. Then you have to do the duties of a fiancé. Mom P3 says just bring out the ladder. To achieve the goal, you have to climb up immediately. My current goal is to improve performance. Learning from my mother and for myself, even in no time. Opportunities such as college exams or exams, they're all important stairs. Need to catch. If we catch it, we'll have a chance to interact with completely different people. With the present life from there, via touch with different thoughts, see different ways of living. Learn from it and build a new self. Help me survive and develop better. Can say exam college has the same effect as reborn in place. Reborn is possible. For a good rebirth, you can ignore self-respect. The 4th year I was wrapped up in it, but he doesn't dare be upset. As long as he shows some disgust. I looked so sorry. Say I'm not your fiancé anymore. Who I don't want to give up, immediately his attitude changed. I can see the restraint in him. But the achievement physics, I was in the top 20% of the school. 1 month later, I took my first exam. After going through the book in a mood of anticipation to test the effectiveness of the 2 methods, in the past, people used the plowing method to get tired. I used the synthetic method. Including analyzing the intentions of the proponent, find solutions from good people. And just review the key points. I didn't predict that my method would work. The class is 38 students. The top 35 students will be retained. I finally have to leave class. Every exam class will disqualify BA students and welcome BA new students, but it's usually just a turn in the family. I used to think that even though I tried my best, just enough not to be eliminated. She's always ranked 34th or 35th on every test, and I don't have to work too hard. Sings with a thick face and asks for the song. Bring good food and climb to the top 20 on his own. Look at the 19-point scorecard. The mother cried for 49 minutes. You can't believe it. You can't believe it at all. I've made progress. I've really improved, Mom, but I've improved a lot. She looked at me with admiration. I rubbed her head and asked her, do you know why I'm moving so fast? It's because I didn't come to bother you and I didn't get along. He ruined my BA's exam luck. Mother P3 capital superstition people, who live off of the extraordinary superstition, what I say is very consistent with her perception. She nodded. That's right. Since I got into high school, my dad is almost always here with us. Only come home once a month to visit. By the way, my grandfather visited my mother. They don't stay overnight, they come back the same day. He said he wanted to stay with my mother to take care of me. College, because of this, Mom was always so touched, but my performance is always low. This time I was locked up. Only my mother is with me, but my score soared. Jump up more than 10 levels. In the class choosing progress, a class that was difficult more than 10 classes, my mother is connected. The only thing that's changed lately is that my dad wasn't there. A father helps his daughter and he pulls back. It's worth dying for. She decided before I finished college. I will not let you come. Even if my grandfather lets him go first, nor let him come. Great, I whispered in my heart. I have no intention of being the 3rd daughter, but I've become your daughter. I still have to rely on her to nourish and protect me. Even if I didn't want to, I accepted her as my mother. You have to do your mother's duty. There are mothers who don't know. What is your responsibility? So the children have to take the initiative to say, Ria, I hate my silver and T3 people. Every time I see him, my mood is affected. But my mother loves you. I can't ask him to leave directly. We have to use another way. The removal of BA me from our lives, that's my goal. Speaking of luck, this method has worked. I look at my mom P3, you're the face of immorality. It's also a representation of maternal love. You are much stronger. Mothers are stingy in loving their children. I'm so grateful to you. Embracing her and swinging, they say you are the ladder. Help me to the top. I made her laugh, and she didn't do anything. The exam is thanks to you. I immediately gave evidence. Proof that her delicious food helped me a lot. You seem to be empowered. Push me out, pick up the phone, and open the food app. Start researching new things. I don't think about my dad anymore, that's good. The teacher posted the transcripts in the classroom. I stood for a long time, read the list carefully from beginning to end. White Zach is the best, she's really good. I calculated that she's almost 100 points taller than me. Natural period ranked second, only a few points lower than white track if his English score wasn't too low. You just need to pass the class average. He could have been the best. What are you looking at? Don't think this is going to work. Then you can pass the white pearl, one of my friends, tail white. The lipstick mocked me. Another friend Yingzhou pointed to the transcript and said, this time you're just lucky to get a few grades. Don't dream of crossing the White Mountains. You can't compare with her forever. I glanced at the transcript again. Find the names of both of them, a 33rd boss, a 34th boss. They're both at the boundary of being excluded from class. I watched them, feel anxious for them. With such rankings without worrying for yourself, you only worry about others, and then you're yelling at me. Why is someone paying attention to someone other than yourself? I don't really understand. What's in their heads? I don't want to understand. Accepting the stupidity of others. Is a principle the basics of life? Watch them behave in such a silly way. I can't help but smile. And walk away, but the white dragon stopped me. Even though you're not in the family tree, she's also the daughter of the white family. This time her performance increased. Best of all, thanks to luck. If I find out you're cheating, the White House will not ignore you. Oh my God, they took Batch Ra's house. The Batch family basically doesn't recognize our mother and son. Does the White House have anything to do with me? If it's not the mother, they're all alone. They're rare and difficult to name. I begged you to change my last name to yours. I have no respect for white. They even hate it. That's the proof. That I'm not a mainstream girl. When I was 18 years old, I'll decide for myself whether to change my last name or not. They left no trace of the White House. In my head a lot of rhymes, but can't say right. I just pretend to be angry. Say my white surname and your white surname are not the same line. Don't worry about the money. White must be stupid. I slipped past her back to my seat. The more you think, the more you get a headache. There is no clear view of reality. But she's really good at exams. I probably won't be able to get over her. The mother's wish 3 may be hard to come by unless there's a genius in the top 50 in the entire province. Through not coming, fortunately, my wish is not that high. I just need to get into a good college. Learning what you want is enough. That's easier to achieve. Against the wishes of the mother of 3, I started analyzing the damn test. Even though I was very careful, I was caught in many traps. I thought the thoughts of the people in the book, it's simple, but it's not. Defeated again. I can't help but hum. I wish I could live another 500 years. If there's another 500 years to evolve, I'm sure I can get past the white paper, really dead. It's been deflected by the mother of 3. When I'm upset, suddenly someone laughed in front of me. I raised my head to a very handsome boy. He held out his hand in front of me. I'm the blackest. He arranged for me to sit next to you. I hope you tell me, Ra is a transfer student. In the morning, master, the teacher said there will be a transfer student. A very good student is a genius. Genius Sao, I hurriedly stood up. I don't know if he's a genius, but he's really tall. Welcome to shake his hand. Following the teachings of the mother 3, a smile that reveals 8 teeth politely. I hope you can tell me. The blackest pants also immediately laughed. Theo, it also shows 8 teeth. Is it returning the favor? I immediately felt he was on the same frequency. Black pants too high. When sitting down, his legs couldn't fit. Have to straighten out the front. It's long and straight. My heart is pounding, the mom used to say. Meet a handsome man with money. Don't be afraid to show great interest. It's easy to make a man move. It's a woman with interest and enthusiasm. Especially with them. No need to try to show I'm really interested. Staring at his feet. Forced his mouth to utter so long that I looked back at my feet. I'm beautiful everywhere. The legs are not very long. Blackest pants, pay attention to my movements. He pulled his leg back. Your legs are also very long. Why did he nod sincerely? Oh my God, my mood immediately improved. In my excitement, I took the physics exam. Point to the big 3 right crossed, ask him if you know how to do it. He was a little bit stunned by the way his legs turned to physics. I can't believe I changed the subject so quickly. But he looked carefully at the cards. I finished watching him frown. I sighed in my heart, not knowing why, so I still have to ask my fourth year. I don't want to find him anymore. Even though I really wanted to ask him for help, but White doesn't think so. She's always watching me without blinking. It's annoying to be stared at by White Zach. If the Blackest Pants know how to solve the problem, I can ask him at any time. How much effort will be saved, how much to reduce emotional costs Blackest? Pants pick up a pen and start explaining. He's preaching a very clear thought step by step. Simple and effective solution. I was surprised and humbled to listen. He's been more patient with me than 4 years. Afraid I don't understand, there are many examples to illustrate. I feel like I'm enlightened. His attitude is very gentle. I can't help myself ask subject to subject. And then one day he totally surprised me. The 2 Blackest Pants are too good. Whatever it is, he understands, even in English. Usually boys are not good. He makes it as easy as pie. I looked at him with admiration. Like looking at Sun Wukong. Most Black Pants, are you a savior? God has sent me. He kept laughing, not me drooping. He added more. I'm the messenger sent by the Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. That's amazing. The Kuan Yin Bodhisattva is even more reliable than the great saint. My eyes are shining like a star, the brightest in the sky, just like my mom taught me. He looked at me stupidly. I suggest you help me with my homework later. I'll bring you good food. He raised his eyebrows and made a deal. I immediately took his hand and made a deal. What are you doing? An angry voice boomed. Damn it. It is true that there are white eaters everywhere. Li Qiao shouted. White, do you have a fiancé? Of the 4th year, and yet he's sneaking around with other boys. It's embarrassing. You are the child of 3. It's exactly like your mom. It's not very friendly since we got in here. I always hear people make fun of me. I am the daughter of 3, but I never cared. Who I am has nothing to do with them. Instead of wasting time arguing with the dogs, better to study some more. But now the situation is different. The Black Pants have just arrived. I haven't had time to build a deep relationship. To him, they exposed my identity. This makes me very upset. When I get upset, I want to take action. I clenched my fists on my blue-rimmed forehead. I threw a malicious eye at the queue. I'm going to beat her up. I calculated the consequences. Wait, maybe you didn't just say I'm a batch sow. If I beat people to the breaking point, the White House should not be ignored. I haven't finished thinking yet. Blackest Pants gently clapped me, signal me to calm down. I was surprised to see him. He stood up. The surrounding air immediately became heavy. He's too tall. Kier and the others have to look at him. He opened his mouth coldly. The Rito 1 rated 34 dare to come here and make fun of the 19th ranked person. Who gives you courage as honest as ha? Ha, I couldn't help laughing to my stomach. Your face is dark. Yangzhou pressed her lips and dared not say anything. White's expression also became very unsightly. Students are so successful, what do you do? Are you sick? But White is trying to stay calm. The theory is not wrong. Maybe this time the exam is a little better. She is still the daughter of sub 3 mom. She's the 3rd sub of my BA. The doctor told you he meant well. Remind you not to let her fool you. The Blackest Face Pants, the voice is so cold. You're talking about the so-called innate sin, Sao. Then BA, you have an affair with Piss 3. He and 3 are guilty. He's even more guilty. You could say he's a criminal. You're his son. So what do you calculate? Ha ha ha. Ha ha. I laughed endlessly. My stomach hurt so bad I couldn't stand it. My eyes are as if to fall out. Yes, I only know how to P3. Why not scold the man who turned women into Piss 3? Cursed me for coming out. But she forgot that we were born together. Half weight compared to 8HG. If you come from a guilty background, our sins are no different. I just added a little more guilt. Hating me is also hating her. If you can't stand it, if you have the courage, go back to Mrs. Sichu's stomach and get in. Don't be the silver NDT guy's daughter anymore. Okay, don't be so loud. I'm expecting the Blackest Pants to say a few more sentences. So I can laugh a few more times. Does the belly crack or not? 4-year-olds don't know when they're coming. He told Batch Track not to make trouble for Batch Do anymore. Miss Sichu won't be happy to see you like this. I just heard of Mrs. Ju Batch Track. She looked at us a little disgruntled. Then take your friends away. I also want to open my mouth and teach. I hurriedly held up my hand. Don't come to teach my life. I didn't grow up eating your rice. The blackest puff of pants and its characteristic laughter facial period natural black, he glared at me. You don't have to rely on me to survive. Saw want to cling to me, now I know a little. When he finished, he threw his sleeves away. I haven't had time to react honestly to the darkest of pants. I don't understand what he's saying. Why do I have to rely on him to survive? The darkest eyes of the pants became deep. He looked at me and tried to remind me. It seems that there is a marriage between the two of you. I sort of forgot about that. This is easy to handle. I sat down comfortably. That's what he thought. How can I marry him? We rely on him to live. It just scared the hell out of me. I thought my dad was playing something. That's why I have to work at the company of my 4th year. My blackest pants also sit down be careful not to marry him. I definitely said no way. Who doesn't like to be loved by others? Do you see if he likes me? I married him. It's no different than self-suffering. I'm not a narcissist. More Batch's grandfather was going to let him take Batch track. Sooner or later they become a couple. And I'm just wearing the name of my fiancé. It's like taking a trip. The blackest pants hugging belly laughing endlessly, just asking someone is great enough. My mother doesn't have to work very hard anymore. Just making food for 2 is enough. I no longer have to ask the question of nature. White Zack doesn't mess around anymore. I'm totally focused on learning from the darkest of pants. He patiently taught me. Soon the second exam came. I'm promoted again. This time in the top 10, White is still number 1. 4th period, second darkest, 3rd pants, and I'm 9th. I gave the transcript to the mom P3, was mentally prepared to receive her tears, but suddenly she was calm. She pulled out her phone for a moment, and then my phone started ringing. All transfer notifications 666-99952 up to 10 transfers. Each session does not exceed 1,000. My mom is excited to say if you make it to the top 5, I'll give you a 4-digit amount. I feel the blood rising. So if you get past the white trash, why? She paused and sighed. It's not easy. I'm already in the top 10, but she's still 80 points ahead of me. The distance is really too big. My voice dropped. Set your goal in the top 5 as the highest. She nodded, but then suddenly said more furiously, travel if you can cross the white pearl, I'll give you everything in the house. This encouragement is unimaginable. Is my voice trembling? Then you must try it once. Mother pissing 3 with a satisfied smile said I know. My daughter Sao is afraid of the daughter of Jojo. Mom P3 doesn't know that I'm really scared I flipped through the exam in frustration. I know how to do my homework, but I don't do it right. The blackest pants also took my exam to analyze. He looked at her for a long time and then doubted. These wrong posts I've taught you before. You held it very firmly. I fell down on the table. I was told the exam was bullying me. I know, but it's not written correctly. Because I'm the daughter of the 3rd, so it's not allowed to overtake others, so the glory belongs only to the white. Because she's the daughter of his wife. The blackest pants also lay down next to me. We face each other. He blinked softly and said, you were wrong. I'm also the son of 3, but I can take 3rd place if I want. I can compete first. I immediately jumped up and pointed at him. He took my hand, 1 finger at a time. It's not polite to point fingers at someone else. I put my hands down and my whole body trembled with the same kind of person. That's the same kind of person. The blackest pants are really the ones like me. Both of our mothers are triplets. My mom P3 home 2 poor hawker display as kitchen assistant despite my best efforts, but the money isn't enough to feed the 2 of you. I went to college. They are the hope of the whole family. Grandpa, I told my mother not to waste her beauty. I caught it, just wiggle it and say you'll pay for it. As long as you follow me, my mother doesn't need to think. Then she was too tired. I too want to please my grandfather. She comforted herself. What we rely on to make money is also what we rely on. It's the same with relying on yourself or relying on men. My goal is to help both of you succeed. She chose money to temporarily ignore the face, but she also said that after my 2 uncles graduated, I will no longer follow my father. But I guess after graduation, my 2 boys couldn't find a job. Then my mom proposed to break up with my dad. Hear this news, my grandfather stooped to collect trash every day. He said he had to save money to take care of my 2 uncles. Have a chance when I saw that scene, my mom couldn't stand it. She had to face up to me again. And BA, I agree on the condition that you stay with him. A few more years, the mother brought her luggage back to BA. When my 2 boys finally stood up, my father was also forced to marry me. My mother really wanted to leave, but she found out she was pregnant against her will. My father wouldn't let her have an abortion or let her leave. He married her. Tangerine wrap forever, then the tie also through time can break my mother from a bird in a golden cage has become a true minor 3. It's pathetic. The mother of the blackest pants is even more rusty. She was taken over by BA. He used a ploy. He and his wife officially conspired together. They're keeping an eye on his mother's research. This is very beneficial for the job, his BAS business. His mother is a scientific researcher. They have talent but no power. When you know you've been cheated, his mother stayed away from him. Unplanned pregnancy, though. She was forced to become a minor 3. However, her condition is better than my mother's. His grandfather was a very tough character. Children can be beautiful, but I have to take my mother's surname. And being raised in the family grandfather BA, he's a bad guy. But he grew up in a healthy environment. It's just that his grandfather never hid about your origin. Your grandfather loves you. But make it clear that your father cheated on your mother. He said that bastard dared to bully my mother. I'm surprised that bastard isn't your father. He nodded awkwardly, and I asked him how much he hated him. He shook his head. Hate was just an emotion. My goal is to use my head to put his entire family in jail. How to put it in, he said, sponsored a bunch of students into police schools. There's no way to investigate him. I'm confused. Why didn't you take the police school exam yourself? Blackest pants showing sadness. My grandfather wouldn't allow it. I take your surname as the heir to your career. What does your grandfather do? If you have a big career, why don't you avenge your daughter? The dumpling shop? Then, in addition to being tough, there's nothing that matters. But he was proud to say my grandfather's dumplings are super delicious. I'll take you to dinner tomorrow. No less than what your mother made. I can talk. My progress was astonishing to the teacher. She praised me a lot. He even asked me to share my experience. I have nothing to say. Just to be honest, the blackest pants teach very well. The teacher's eyes lit up. She's formed a number of mutual support groups. Let the students be on top. Help those who have achievements. Less than, but the parents of the top students objected. Fear of affecting your child. As a result, the newly formed groups disintegrated. In the end, only 2 groups remained. Group of blackest pants, there's 2 friends in there. And the quaternary group, he chose me as a member. Teacher said that my performance NT 0, but the 4th term says I'm unstable. The teacher thought for a moment and agreed. Saw me in my 4th year together. Whitesack's eyes seem to shoot out poison. I don't understand her. The college exam is coming. At SAO, not focused on learning, they care about men. After college, there will be no men. To go to college, male student priority people from all over the country will give you a choice. The 4-year-old comes from a prestigious family. He himself is excellent, but his coldness was also a flaw. It's deadly. Why doesn't she understand that? I am the great lady of the white family. Why does she have to go around? 4 years all day. Of course I was close to him, but I approached him to get away from him. He is very good at learning. He looked at my work thinking. After a while, he picked up his pen and Rod gave me some homework. Tell me to do it under his eyes. I trembled and began to write without daring to make a mistake. Then he came out with 10 more for me to do alone. And he's out. When he's not there. I was immediately in a good mood. The post is not difficult. I finished writing right away. When it came back to test 10, I was wrong on 7. I was stunned. Take the exam and look back at it. I clearly knew how to do it. He whispered, "This is your problem. And it's also a problem that the blackest pants haven't figured out yet. You're very good at problem analysis. Whatever it is, you don't seem to feel strange. I think you've caught up with the homeowner's mind. This is very good. You only analyze the enemy, without analyzing yourself." Myself, I picked up the exam and didn't understand what was wrong with me. He pointed to my steps. As long as the subject is in your cognitive range, your feelings will be excited. The first step is to hold on. But in the second step, you start moving. Third step, emotions reach their peak. Your emotions will hinder your concentration, and you start making mistakes. I feel like my whole body is freezing cold. Maybe I really am. Take a close look at the exam, that's right. Mistakes start from the second step. He says people are precious in knowing themselves. This is true anywhere. I held his hand tightly, emotional to shiver naturally. Can you help me? He tried to pull out his hand, but I held it tighter. He didn't move anymore, took a breath, and said, "Tell me what you want me to do." I'm not thrilled. Help me find all the spots I don't recognize. Help me get through the White Mountains. I spoke quickly, but he remained calm. I shook his hand and he wanted to make a dent, the way my mom taught me. But he said coldly, "Let go of that lie. I'll help me wonder how he sees it." I've obviously acted a lot like that. He said there was another condition. Don't say one condition, 10 things can be changed. Come sit next to me. His voice was resolute. I don't understand why. Me in the blackest pants sitting at the table. Very well, 4-year-olds also have friends sitting with them. It's a guy in their group. They both have a very good relationship. See, I didn't answer right away. The face of the fourth quarter immediately fell. He said angrily, "You don't think I'm going to let my fiancé sit in an embankment with another man?" That's right, I quickly protested. I have nothing shady about AI. Don't give me the hat. I was also angry when I looked at him. My eyes are so big, they're scary, and suddenly laughing. This is the real batch do, even if it's easy to obey before. Or self-indulgence in the past. They're not the real you, are they? That's when I realized I was deliberately provoked by nature. I collect my anger, hold back the expression, and ask him, "Do I need to move?" He raised his eyebrows. "You should think carefully. I'm sure he's not an easy man to overcome." I heard him immediately falter. Obediently say goodbye to blackest pants. He found it very strange, but said, "Try to make your dreams come true." I responded to him with a gesture of encouragement. His dream is to put his entire BA family in jail. And my dream is to achieve good results, to a good university, studying a field that I love in the process. If you can help a third-grade mom make her wish, I'm also willing to endure a little. Natural period is not a normal person. He uses his appearance to deceive people, just like other students. I used to think that people at the high school level just look at it, and it doesn't take much effort. He's working harder than anyone. In evening self-study sessions, I used to relax a little bit. Do this, do that, just don't do the homework, and he's not. He's constantly training. Not only did it myself, but pulled me in. I refused, and he said white. I immediately bowed my head as soon as I sat next to him. All the time itself. My evening classes are occupied. By doing homework very tired, his optical glow in my heart gradually dissolves. What the hell is a fake god? He's just a sneaky kid. Study hard but need to save face. Psychologically not as good as me. Don't look at his cold, self-controlled appearance wrong. When he has a hard time, he is more worried than anyone else. There were times when he was so worried that he was sweating. I teased him, "You try so hard. Why not pass the exam higher than white truck? He promised you'd help me get over her somehow." He just did what I cried out in despair. To avoid his strict control, I begged my mom to let me stay home from school. Self-review in a leisurely manner. Everyone has their own pace. I'm not someone who can rely on plowing. Host progress when you're stuck learning. I begged my mother to take me to the temple. I feel my mind is hard. We need to change the environment. And the mood is also very chaotic. As soon as I explained why, she immediately agreed. She studied for a long time. It is said that Mount 5 is the best place to find wisdom. And you have to go to the South Station because it's the wisdom station. You can go to any radio station. She rented a car, and in the middle of the night, we were on our way to 5 Die Mountain. There's a week until the final exam, the whole city exam. Away from my homework, my mind's slowly loosening up. On the way, I asked my mother, "I want you to cross the White Mountains once. Or pass her every time, or just passing the college exam is enough." Mom P3 think very seriously once is enough. I just want to vent my anger. But people are not mediocre. If you pass her every time, you'll be dead tired. I want to vent, but I want my daughter to have more fun. Her face became tender. "You look softer than usual." I asked my mother if I could pass the white paper this time. "Can you promise me one thing?" She didn't hesitate to nod. I suppressed this anger for too long. "If you can get past her this time, don't say one thing. 10 things I agree with." My mother said that if you pass the white dragon this time, I want you to promise me that from now on you'll listen to me. Let me be the head of the family. I want to be the owner of the house. I'm serious. I want to be the boss. To be the head of my mother's family, she sat there for a long time and agreed. You said it won't be easy to get through. Miss Jo measured her IQ much higher than yours. You're comforting yourself. And I'm smiling softly. That was before Kier and now it's me. My intelligence has never been low. I just don't see the need. You have to do your best to earn a reputation. Stand first. It's just about getting into your favorite university. I've only been away from college exams for a long time. It takes time to get used to it. I just don't want to be the object of attention. Into the blue eyes of the White family. Mom P3 does not understand these things. To Mount 5 die. She's extremely respectful. Not only took me to the South Station, but also to the South Station. She went to pray with the 5 families. May it cross the White Mountains. I stand behind you. Talk to 5 people. That let both my wish and my mother P3 become a reality. In the exam, our wishes do not conflict. It's like climbing a mountain. Want to get to the top? I want to get to the second top. But no matter what, we're on the same path. Same direction, but I have another wish. A bright wish. We're in the mountains 5 stations a week. During that time, the Black Most Pants and Period, all 4 contacted me through my mother. Ask about my review situation. I kept telling them I wanted to do it. Mother's wish crossed the White Pearl. They're all concerned about that, but I didn't notice. Just focus on celebrating Buddha before climbing. You need to be prepared. Need someone to help guide, but when you really get to the top, you have to rely on yourself. My problem now is to keep up the mood. Calm down if you can keep your mood stable. Don't get carried away by emotions. My achievements will go even further. But my mother didn't think about it. You think that travel is the blackest guy in the pants having feelings for you? She said that even though my 4th year seemed interested in me, if they want to cancel the marriage, they can cancel it. Because there's still a way back with the blackest pants, she found out. And knew that my grandfather's dumpling shop was black. Most pants are chain stores. Family conditions cannot be compared to their home period, but also consider good. I refused your offer. I said the blackest pants are not backwards. His ideals are too terrifying. I dare not get involved in his life. Mother pissing 3 questions. His ideal is after marriage. Feed the lovers. I shook my head. Even scarier. There is nothing scary about raising a lover. It's really scary to put his entire family in jail. He's got a complicated relationship, both in Black society and in white society. And his wife has a very deep background, while his grandfather was just a dumpling salesman. It's a chain store, but it's still selling dumplings. His mother's just a researcher, working in the laboratory. The way for him to realize his ideal. It will be full of storms. We're just classmates. There's no need to prolong this relationship. What about the 4th year? He's seen all the bad things that Birch has seen. Experienced as daughter of Cottage 3, I never gave a helping hand. Just be a classmate, but let's make him your man. I want to step into the light myself. But these things my mom P3 doesn't understand. I didn't say more. I pray for God's blessings. Before returning to the city, my mom took me to the 5 families ceremony again. She told me, do you know why I want you to cross the White Pearl? Not because I couldn't win her mother. I want you to win her daughter. I forced my mouth to say my mother denies it. She said it wasn't. It's not about fighting with her mother. To win your BA, to be honest, I'm not that stupid. Just for people like you, maybe that's not the case. I'm a little surprised. Minor 3 and Major 7 are not competing. The man and the moon between them. Mom pissing 3 shakes head. Her thoughts drifted far away. It was a long time before she told me she was pregnant. I really don't want to keep you. I want to live a life of integrity. Did you know that travel, even though she was poor, she still had her self-respect? Before being with BA, mother hated the most is P3. I always told myself I couldn't be a 3-year-old. Even though I followed my father, he paid for me. But before he got married, I was just a lover. Not P3, but when you want to get married, I'll be a junior. I really wanted to leave him then. My father saw that I was determined to let you go. It's just that she couldn't wait. When I hadn't finished packing, she came to me. Give me some money. She asked me to abort and leave my father. It was my mother's plan. I didn't say no, but what she said angered me. You agitated that CQ cousin. What did her mother say? That C said getting you to have an abortion is also saving you. The Batch family meets the children I gave birth to. You're just a humble woman. Can you raise your children? Women like you don't deserve to have children. The children you give birth to are just small people. I'm amazed at how humble it is. It's hard to imagine. That these words came from my own mother. Batch's intestines, Mrs. Sekyu always considers herself noble. But these words only prove that she's too arrogant. Besides, that proves she's really bad. My mother wiped her tears. Let's go through the White Mountains once. Once is enough. Please prove it. That poor women, they can also give birth to good children, even ... Better than rich women like her, I seriously promise. I always thought that learning was my own thing. First time I feel like this isn't just about me. A strong airflow from the soles of the feet rise to the top. It's called trying hard. I also started practicing. Training is very effective, but to improve performance, we can't just rely on training. Understand yourself and your competitors. Repetition training with hundreds of wins. I need a victory that can't be defeated, apart from your own efforts. I need a good environment. I asked my mother for help. I said that the magnetic field, my energy, and my classmates don't match up. Normally it is not, but the exam is affected. She immediately went to the school to find a teacher. Asked me to be transferred to another exam room. The best room is the one with the worst performance. The teacher found it strange, but you're used to the demands. Odd mother P3, and I've agreed to do this to avoid white blood cells. She's too strong to sit in the same exam room with her. I'm afraid I'll unconsciously accept 7 defeats. What about the blackest pants and the 4th year before the exam? I didn't see anyone. I don't need friendship right now. I need my own consistency. I need a clear me. During the exam, I remembered the reminder of the 4th term. Don't let emotions dominate. I'm always on my guard, and of course when I look at it. I'm starting to get excited, but very timely restraining calm down. I use a method of solving the problem that most pants taught make a circuit to the end. 3 days later, I feel like I didn't just finish one. Final exam, it's like having completed a college exam. Mom P3 saw me out of the exam room. I'm so excited to jump on my daughter. I feel like I'm sending you off in the same state. This is just a normal final exam. But for me and my mom P3, it's a time war. We all did our best. That night, I'm dating my 4th year and blackest pants to dinner. They both think I'm just dating each other. When you go to the restaurant, find out it's not just others. There's also my mother. Everyone seems unhappy. I don't care. Take out gifts, give each one in turn. These are the yellow cards that I received from the temple. It's engraved with the word Kim, the nameplate. Mother Pissing 3 thanked them for helping me during the last half year, and I wish them Kim the future. At first, they were not happy. But seeing me and my mother so sincere, they are also angry. The atmosphere is very comfortable. After half a year, I finally surrendered. He agreed to let the white trash marry to the son of the whole family. Grandpa was delighted, allowed Mother Pissing 3 take me to a family party. I don't really care, but she wouldn't let me refuse. How rich are the Batch family? When I walk 15 minutes and still can't get to the main hall, I felt it. It's a family party. But it's actually inviting business partners. And the people, many old friends, have children too. And they're in the same class as me in white. What surprised me was that the blackest pants also came. I asked him, it's not that you don't respect your father's face. Why are you here? Blackest pants explained, I'm not here for him. It's because of my grandfather, who received the contract family party for the Batch family. What I'm amazed at, it's not just dumplings today. I'm so sorry. Come here once and only eat dumplings. Mom P3 seduces me. That Batch family party is all good food. I'm feeling a little hopeful. Don't worry, Pants understand my thoughts. Pancakes are just one of the products. My grandfather's own. He offers 100 more. Then I can rest assured. The food at the family party was delicious. Every time I eat something, I praise Black Pants. He was so arrogant that he almost flew into the sky. When the party officially started, my grandfather showed up. It's like I imagined. He looks very smart. Face serious, but trying to be gentle. I didn't like it, so I didn't look much. He didn't look at me either. I'm wearing a very simple dress today. Mom Pissing 3 originally wanted to make up for me so gorgeous to encroach transparent track, but I know this is the White Pearl stage. If I steal her attention, she go crazy. It doesn't matter if she's crazy. But if she does something, hurting my mother was not worth it. Over the years, Miss Jo has been in an empty room, almost collapsed. The only thing that kept her going was the belief that white is better than me. There's a lot of party tables. And I chose to sit at the table closest to the cake. Now my mother is sitting next to me. Silver NT3 peeps staring at us. My mother and I didn't react. Now he's sitting next to Mrs. CHU. Next to them is White. The 4th and 7th years of their lives sat at the table with them. Blackest Pants monitor me all party. I sometimes come to ask what I want to eat. He brought it all. People are treated like VIPs. It's actually me and my mom. I think it's just me and my mom sitting still. Disaster won't touch me. Who would have thought Mrs. Saichu hated me so much? As soon as my grandfather finished speaking, she held a live session. Teacher's PPT, it's got the scores of each student. Starting 10th place turned to 9876, she just saw the score coming out. The relaxing mom suddenly becomes tense. She gripped my hand. I pulled out my hand and assured her she didn't have to worry. There won't be my name at the bottom. She said that, but she was even more worried. The next year is the 4th year. I was startled why he'd fallen to 4th, but he was calm and didn't care. His mother must have expected a lot. They're looking at the screen with 7 faces. He's never been below the 2nd class before. Next, I raise my hand. I think it's very likely that but the result is the Blackest Pants. He is far away, look back at me and do a hip rotation. 3rd place and still so excited. He used to insist that he could stand the best. Next, a 2nd class. I think it's definitely me this time. White trash is white trash. The guests at the scene were great. But white trash face, Mrs. Joe's face was pale and there was no blood left. She stood up, asked if the teacher has entered the wrong name. We can be the 2nd best in the world. The teacher over there is not happy. She directly gave the score of the top right. There is no name. Only the score of each subject is 1 point higher than white trash. It's a miracle that the AI family have never heard of a student like this. Students who are good at basic focus classes, they were all at the foreign scene. Foreign, you didn't stop me today. Because you haven't fed me since last night. Please allow me to have a meal today. I'm so hungry I can't stop eating. When I give my hand get another piece of durian ice cream pie, the teacher showed a picture of the first person on my screen. Teacher is naughty. Don't give a name but give a photo. When the picture comes out, the whole scene goes boom. I reached up and looked startled. I'm the one standing first. Even after the exam is over, I was mentally prepared for this. But when the real results come, I'm still in unexpected joy. I rubbed my eyes and looked back. It was still me. In this picture of me with big, smiling eyes and white eyes, the teacher's voice was clear. She's the new star this year. She's at the top of the intercollegiate exam right now. And number 3 in the city. The whole hall exploded. Mom P3 almost fainted. She's holding my hand. She's dreaming, isn't she? Please wake up, Mom. I laughed and gave her a piece of cake. I want to eat this cake to calm down. She took the cake and put it in her mouth. This is what she often sees as the enemy of sweetness. You believe that it's all true. The dream she'd been waiting for almost 25 years has come true. Over there, Mrs. Sichi went crazy. She screamed that it's impossible, it's impossible. White Zach bowed his head and shoulders and cried. Today was our stage. Mom, she's going to publish her proud score. The 4 then announced the good news of the engagement to the period 4 years, but now it's all over. The 4th year stared at me. His mother also looked at me with interest. A final exam is not worth anything, but thanks to Mrs. Saichu that it was pushed into the event announcing the status quo, the guest list at today's party. It's all arranged by her. It's just that the outcome wasn't what she expected. My grandfather stood up to control the situation. He thanked the teachers for their efforts. Congratulations to the students for their good work. I hope everyone will continue to try to achieve high results in the university exam next. According to the program, he should have announced the engagement between the two. Trash and quaternary, but you didn't. Just smile and invite everyone to start the party. And naturally take food beyond the dishes on the table. There are a lot of other delicious things to get. In the self-service area, people started moving. The air is getting softer. Blackest Pants coming next to me, congratulations on that. I pulled the corner of his shirt. I asked if he gave me up. He smiles, I want what he wants. Then he hurried to eat. His grandfather's dumplings are very popular. My mother took 3. You eat comfortably today. Relax completely. I reminded her to pay attention to her body. She said, no, I'm glad. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. 4 years ago, I walked through the crowd towards me. He raised his drink and said congratulations. I said thank you. He said the family doesn't need to be polite. I'm stupid. It's not that he gave up the white pearl. He still seems certain. That I was his fiancé, I feel stupid. He said I have a brother. I've been dealing with my mother's 3 since puberty. I was sent abroad by BA. I made up with my mom and went back. He is the real eldest son of the family. Oh, I remember. I agree with my grandfather that she will be married to the eldest son of the family. Turns out it wasn't my replacement. It's marrying another girl. I didn't ask. I thought the oldest son was a natural. Watch out, the silver NT3 guy also has his own rules. But I still feel uncomfortable. It's like the shackles I just got out of. It was worn again. 4 years old Italy, the rest of their lives is faithful. Once I was destined for you, my whole life will be yours. He whispered in my ear, cheer up, I've helped you defeat White Zack. I'm surprised you also gave Sao. He nodded unexpectedly too much, dropped to 4th place. The characteristic laughter of the darkest pants echoed. He said, don't talk about giving in to the brain of Batch Do, as long as she works as hard as you. The top spot can only be hers. I'm grateful to smile with blackest pants and uncontested natural period. At this point my grandfather led me to Theo BA. The 2 of them left to make room for me. My father introduced me to my grandfather with a proud face. My grandfather looked at me from head to toe, nodding well, not just performance. But even beauty is better than white trash. 3rd grade mom just heard that. The cake in my hand fell to the ground. Her wish was fulfilled perfectly. More than expected. But that word also reached the ears of White Zack and her grandmother. Sichu, who was walking, followed to Miss Sichu. It was like lightning striking across ties. She grabbed the cake knife and rushed at me. I'm stunned. I can't move. I just closed my eyes. In my head, I just thought it was over. Maybe I'll get out of this book. But the pain doesn't come. But the blade clearly crashed into the AI's body. I opened my eyes. My mother is tumbling down in front of me. She took that knife. Give it to me. My father hugged her, screaming for an ambulance. My grandfather, with a dark face, kicked a hard blow at Miss C. Wake her up from the madness. Looking down at his bloody hands with wonder, White Zack hugged his mother, crying endlessly. There's a lot of people standing around. The 4th-year-old outside, screaming hysterically for Birch, the blackest birdie pants, also tried to chun in when they see I'm not Sai-O. They all breathed a sigh of relief. Then I turned around and saw my mom. Lying in a pool of blood, it's all dazed. Fortunately, the ambulance arrived in time. My mother was rushed to the hospital. Mom, I whispered to her every hour outside the emergency room. When I first came here, I don't really see her as a mother. Her mouth calls her mother. And I still call her the mother of 3 now. You saved my life. She gave me true maternal love. This makes me very sorry. I never really called her mother. From the heart, I sat next to him, rubbing his worried hands. I quietly sat a little away from him. Today's tragedy was caused by him. He turned Miss Jo into a living widow, turning my mom into piss 3. That makes 2 women. It has nothing to do with being the enemy. Because he's both unhappy. He was sent abroad by his grandfather. Her biological mother was sent to prison. This will have a huge impact on her. My grandfather protected her. But the life of White Zack, high probability, is over. The life of a woman. Often bound by emotions. An escape from the darkness that man created was hard to escape from the darkness that be a mom, especially when you make it harder. My mother used to tell me after the white dragon was born. I didn't even visit 7, he was with my mother. The next day my mother gave birth to me. The name of the grandfather. It was originally white, of course. It means to be superior to others. My name is by BA. I said when he held me in his arms, he was overjoyed. He said he finally had a baby. He told my mother she's beautiful. Let's call my name Travel. So I can live a life of my own. But then my grandfather invited a fortune teller. He said that this generation is natural. Suitable for boys, not suitable for girls. My grandfather decided to drop the word in the names of both of us. Just save it for boys. But being me, this silver NDT3 person, also has grandfather's stubborn side. I was afraid my grandfather would force me to have more children. He decided to have a vasectomy. He's the only son. And throughout his life, he had only 2 granddaughters. One is Orthodox, one is a stepchild. My grandfather recognized me as legitimate. My father recognized my own son. But even if it's I both, they don't have a normal adult environment. After not coming here, I just want out of the relationship. This seems natural. And white trash, she can't get out all her life. My mother was saved. I looked closely and she was still my grandmother. No soul from the outside enters. After crossing the mortal boundary, she became more calm. I held her hand tightly. Choking sweet, I promise you will soon file for divorce. Then marry me. We will be officially married. This is what my mother's been wanting all her life. But look into your eyes right now. Maybe she didn't want that anymore. She didn't look at me, she looked at me. Eyes full of weakness, I walked up to her and gently stroked her hair. In this book, there's a story about a little girl, born in a family of men and women. What she craves most is to be gentle, stroking their hair the same way they treat their brothers, even though I sacrificed everything for my family. She still doesn't get the gesture, and I just didn't come here. The first thing I did was give her that touch. She was surprised, but very quickly then received with joy. Who doesn't want to be a child? To be loved, pictures of my mother and son being so close together makes my BA amazing. Before my mother just showed the sweetness to my bae, I hope you have mercy. You don't want that anymore. When a woman is no longer showing weakness in front of men, and that means you. She doesn't want that man anymore. My eyes are filled with panic. For you want me to leave my house. I firmly shake my head. BA, I need you more. He begged for my mother's help. She looked at him and nodded. Yes, I just want to travel. You just want to travel. Bah, I can't contain, screamed for an hour and ran out of the hospital room. Grandfather walked in. My mother saw him and immediately became nervous. I'm not afraid to give you a chair. You sit down, face stern, but the tone is still quite mild. He said, ask for anything you want, as long as you agree. Read a letter to express sympathy for the rule, to reduce the punishment. My mother doesn't know what to do. He looked at me with confused eyes. I promised Juju that you'll be the master of the house. Listen to me, everything is up to you. My grandfather turned to look at me, eyes full of severity and warning. I'm not afraid to take a chair and sit across from you. Ignore the pressure from you. I slowly opened my letter of understanding. I can write, but I have 3 conditions. You just have to meet enough. You didn't expect me to be so calm. It's not like an 8-year-old girl at all. He stared at me for a moment. See that I didn't change color. You speak slowly. Word by word, I began to make my first request. Wipe out all traces of me and my mother here. Give us a new identity. An identity that can make us live. Hold your head high and don't let my BA find us. Grandfather raised you. I can't believe my first request was this. You want to leave. Her mother can leave her BA. Sal, you can get out of your 4th year and something. The other most. The corners of his mouth were filled with ridicule. As if you think that people like me and my mother, when you see a man with money, you hang on, like a cat sees a mouse. Can't let go, but you were wrong. He glanced at my mother. My mother said that she would listen to Theo do. My grandfather turned to look at me with contempt. I don't care. Go ahead and make a second request. The second letter can be written, but Miss Joe must compensate. My mother's body is healthy. They can live to 100 years old. She's hurt so much now. She must pay full compensation. Grandfather became more serious. My eyes also look less contemptuous. My request is reasonable and reasonable. If you want to compensate me, will I pay 1 million? 5 million. I negotiated. A penny is not missing. Grandfather's face twitched and his eyes turned cold. But I'm not afraid to look you in the eye. He squinted. She was really only 8 years old. I would laugh at myself if I understood. He was ridiculed by others as a child without a BA. You're not going to ask that question. I heard that and Grandpa looked confused. The last remember that I'm not just a girl, but also his own niece. If you nod, 5 million is 5 million. I'm technically the second heir. The amount I should have received far exceeded this amount. I'm not asking for much money. Grandfather quickly thought through. I also have a little more pity in my eyes, but I don't need. I make the third request. I want criminal evidence of BA blackest pants. I know you have. Ba of the blackest pants, playing both sides black and white, but the pioneer in this game, it's my grandfather. For stunt grandfather, the first 2 things you can understand. But ask for this BA. I gave an explanation. When I was led into isolation by White Zack, forced to not want to live anymore, my pants were with me. Help me get through and make my wish. It's somewhat exaggerated, but it's also true. He helped me. I want to thank him. The grandfather's eyes trembled with disbelief. You are a child of 3. Sao can understand the gratitude that returns. He pointed at my mother with contemptuous eyes. I replied calmly, but you are so talented. You can have a bad son like my father. Why couldn't my mother give birth to a grateful person? Like me, the grandfather seemed short. He must have gone mentally. He knew better than anyone that his mother was in a high position. Children don't have to be tall. 3 mothers and low-position children are not necessarily low. There should be no identification between mother and child. After a long time, he finally agreed. I breathed a sigh of relief. Another wish of mine is about to come true. That dream is actually very simple. I just want to get rid of the little girl tag. Get away from the chaos here. Give yourself a new identity. To start a new life absolutely pure and decent. It's just that I didn't expect this new life. I have to carry a burden. The burden is from the mother. Became a mother. You and I both have new names. My name is Fang and her name is Fang Guangming. I took her to another city. No one in this city knows who we are. We only associate with good people. I went to a high school. Not famous locally. Thanks to the exam skills that I've mastered, I got into a pretty good local college and studied my favorite subject. Fuan Kwang-min started to learn to paint. She likes to lie on the rocking chair best. Glad to see the pictures I painted. Sometimes she feels that life is a bit of a luxury. Just ask me, daughter. Tell me, I don't even contact your uncles anymore. Is it a little cruel? I asked her again. Are you ready to do it? Love in exchange for money. Mrs. Shining is silent. Your brothers, no one can do that. She quickly pretended to understand. Half a life is enough for them. I don't think about them anymore. I stroked her hair. Miss Fuan Kwang-nin, I told you everything was listening to you. She nodded, of course. These good days are due to listening to you. Actually, what you really want to ask is about your BA. Then I made a deal with her. If you want to follow me, you have to deal with the past, not just with my dad, but with my dad. She hesitated for a long time and finally chose to follow me. I became a programmer, working with male colleagues. My experience in high school taught me that I can get along with men. It has nothing to do with love. I'm also doing some work as a fiction commentator. Mostly to remind the author of unreasonable points. I no longer dare to laugh at the works. Even the worst. The most dark side of the pants, blackest pants. Ever thought this whole life you will live in the dark? You grew up in your mother's cold. You've asked yourself countless times, why doesn't your mother love you like her? Other mother, then you realize that your mother is not bad. It's the man who gave you life, new is not good. Your grandfather loves you very much. I advise you not to pick it up with your mother. You understand the reason. I don't blame a poor woman. Full of injuries, just take care of yourself. You just blame that man. I've known the truth about myself since I was 7. Your life has only one goal. Put that man's entire family in jail. You think it's going to take a long time to get that done. Who suspects that half a year before college exams, the man and his wife were arrested? They both received life sentences. After learning that his mother collapsed and cried, but after crying she began to learn how to treat you well. You know that your grandfather told you, that's your merit. You put your own father in jail. Because of that, your mother began to see you differently. She separated you from the man. That man deserves 1,000 stab wounds. But you're still her son. But you don't deny this. You're so hungry for motherhood. Your grandfather loves you more. You finally have the life you've always dreamed of. It's just that you think about your table mate all the time. Friend whose mother was stabbed, she suddenly disappeared. He understood that it was the protection of the white family. It's for her, because of that. She no longer has to live in a difficult situation. My daughter P3 more, you remember her. Ra killed her, but at the moment not looking for her. This is the best way to protect you. Years later on a business trip, you accidentally caught a familiar figure, the girl you've been hiding in Tim for the past 8 years. During that time, he missed her every night. I don't know when. Your feelings for your friend at the table, it's like a silent fire. But only when you realize she belongs to a world without you. If fate gave you a chance to see her again, you don't want to regret yourself. One more time, at least this time. You will be brave to face your feelings. Under the soft sunset, the boy approached the girl. His eyes filled with nostalgia greeted him. I haven't seen a friend in a long time. The 4th year doesn't understand. At Sao BA, his mother just for profit from BA project, the case that betrothed you to a girl and that girl is the daughter of the third. I couldn't understand when I was a kid. Growing up, I still don't understand. It's always hard in my heart, and I only know how to use cold eyes to face this world, and tell the wife. Not yet your little wedding brought your physics homework to ask you. I just realized that it turns out that the daughter of a Zhao 3 is not just pretend. Obedience only knows how to persevere and calculate. I just want men to obey, but she's like the other girls. I'm trying to build my own life. At that moment my heart fluttered. But I'm starting to protect you more. In fact, I protected you before. You think the people at school are just you. Isolate yourself, Sao, without your intervention. What, I'm going to take 2 of my classmates through bullying? Really, for you? But that little girl doesn't know and doesn't appreciate it. She's just hard at work trying to improve her performance. Who can help you? You'll smile and bring the delicious food to them. It's just pitiful to make others admire it. Just help her a little. Or she find the other boys. And that makes you uncomfortable. Even if it is in their family. Treating your partner is something you can't have 2 hearts for. Your brother, just for playing with women, I was taken abroad by my mother. That's what made you the eldest son. In the name just to attend a family party of the Batch family, you've lost your fiancé. I looked for a long time and finally found you. You changed your name to the main one. Living with my mother in the morning. In another city. No more shouting at you as the daughter of Free. Both of them live very well. They care and support each other. It seems that each other is enough. How can that be? I started looking for a qualified manager. Once you find it, you will find the main way. She doesn't need a partner, but he does. Foreign Affairs Batch Directional Son, my daughter Vitiligo, don't want to call me BA, it's stealthy. Telling people I'm a bad man. Bad guy, Sao, I risked my life to protect it so that it could be born. I endured my grandfather's beating. Concessions on profits, give him a good marriage. I let her mother not go to work. Focus on taking care of it, and he's not grateful to me. He was just planning to leave. Then he took his mother with him. Mom, that's my lover. I've only had 2 women in my life. One is a wife and one is a lover. They both gave birth to a daughter. But I ended up being a loner. After my wife got out of prison, she divorced me. Batch Track's eldest daughter stays abroad. I want to marry my lover. As she wishes, but she's gone. The birch also disappeared. I used a lot of energy to find it. But whenever there's a clue, it quickly disappeared. I know there's an AI stopping me. I didn't know it was my grandfather. My grandfather yelled at me to give up. That kid just wants to live a life without you. Life without me, but it's BA, that's perfect. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to press the like button. And sign up to hear more from the dark. Naru audio again.